This video will guide you through using GarageBand to record your One School, One Book chapter. GarageBand is user-friendly and offers great features, making it the ideal application for vocal recordings. The video will be broken down into 3 segments: setting up GarageBand, recording and features, and saving your file. Remember, you can pause or rewind this video at any time. Let's begin. The first thing you're going to want to do is open up GarageBand. You can do that several different ways. You can go to your applications in your Finder and select GarageBand from there. You can go up to your magnifying glass and search for GarageBand. But what I think is probably the easiest is to open up your Launchpad. And this will bring up all the applications that you have on your computer, and you will see a guitar in front of an amplifier, and that's the logo for GarageBand. So select that and let the file open up. Now, when it does, you might be prompted with this download screen where it's asking you to download loops and sounds. You can just select download later so that you don't have to wait. It looks like it's going to be about 15 minutes. So if I click download later, and then it'll ask me if I want to finish the download or if I want to continue. I don't need all those sounds, so I'm going to select continue. And then GarageBand will open up. If you've previously used GarageBand, it'll open up a file that you have used before, or the last file you had open. If you didn't, you're going to get a different screen. If you have something else open, you're just going to want to go up to File and then select New. If you haven't used GarageBand before, I believe it'll bring you to this screen. On the left here, you have a couple of options. One is New Project, Learn to Play, Lessons, Store, Recent, or Project Templates. And Project Templates is actually where we want to be. What these do is it will set up the GarageBand track just for what you're doing. And in this case, if we're reading for One School, One Book, we're going to be doing a voice. So we're going to select Voice and hit Choose. It'll take a minute to open it up, and now I have my GarageBand screen. We're going to be using the narration vocal, but it also has several other vocals here that you can use, anything from bright to fuzz to robots and telephones, but we're going to delete those. So if I select the other track and then go up to track and hit delete, it'll get rid of those, and I'm just going to keep doing that track delete each time, just so I'm left with my narration vocal, because that's the one that I'm going to be recording on. And now I'm all set. I'm ready to record my chapter. To record, I'm going to be using these controls at the top of the GarageBand window. There's going to be 2 that I'm going to utilize. The first one is the red circle. That's my record button. I'm going to hit that to begin recording. When I do that, you will see that this cursor will start moving, and you will also find that you'll be able to see the box of the vocals going through to the right as it continues. Then when I'm finished reading my chapter, or perhaps if I make a mistake, I'm going to hit the play button, this white triangle here. And what you'll see is if I hit this, it'll stop everything right where I'm at. If I would just hit the record button to stop recording, it would stop recording, but the cursor would just keep on going to the right and keep going along. So it's actually better off to hit this play button. Now what I'm going to do is I have my chapter book here, one of my favorites. I'm going to read just the first sentence or 2 to show you how this works. So I'm going to hit my record and begin. Once there were 4 children whose names were Peter, Susan, Edmund, and Lucy. This story is about something that happened to them when they were sent away from London during the war because of the air raids. And then I hit my play and stop. Now, the nice thing about GarageBand are the features, and one of the features that I like about GarageBand is if you were to make a mistake, you don't necessarily need to start your chapter all over again. And that's not a possibility if you're working in something like QuickTime to record your chapter. Here, let's say in this last sentence, if I made a mistake or this last phrase and I need to start over, I can simply go to the end of the recording. I don't want to use the looper, that's this top part. If I go to the bottom part, I get this, and this is to drag the piece back. So if I make a mistake in that last phrasing, I can go back and get rid of it, and then I can bring my cursor back to the end of the recording, and then I can go and record again. So that last part, if I wanted to record it again, it would be, I hit record, and I would hit during the war because of the air raids. And then I hit pause, and then I can go back and actually listen to it to make sure it makes sense. But that's one great feature, is you don't have to do it perfectly in one take. You can kind of edit and drag things away when you make mistakes. The other wonderful feature about GarageBand is you have this master volume here, and this allows you to turn the volume up, because one of the nice things about the mystery reader is trying to guess who the reader is, and in order to do that, the students and the teachers need to be able to hear the chapter clearly. So it needs to be turned up. So what you can do in GarageBand is go back and listen to your chapter, and if you're having a hard time hearing it, you can actually drag this up and make it louder, and give yourself a bit of a boost so that it can be heard clearly. When you've finished recording your chapter, the last step, of course, is to save it and then send it so that it can be presented or posted in Schoology for students and teachers to listen to. This step is also pretty easy. What you're going to be clicking when you're finished recording your chapter, you're going to go up to Share, and it does offer you the option to mail it. However, I would save it first. And so that's why I would go down to Export Song to Disk and use that option. Then a window will pop up asking you where you'd like to save it and what you'd like to save it as. I would recommend typing in whatever chapter it is, and then for the purpose of this, I think it would just be easier to leave it as the desktop. And probably the best form would be an MP3 form, which is going to be a good, decent quality and easy and pretty quick to download. And then I'm going to hit export. It'll run through depending on the length of your chapter. It might take a little bit longer. This one, I just had the one sentence, so it went through very, very quickly. If you have a longer chapter, it'll take a couple of minutes. And then you'll see here, right here is my chapter 1 MP3, and then I can go to my mail and attach that and send it, and then my work is done.